Okay, what's one of the hottest trends for 2023? Right here, baby. the wearables, they call them. I'm out here with my cup of coffee in the afternoon. I said, I want to make a video about this because I got to believe that if more people knew about wearables and started using them, it would really change their overall health. I'm going to go through and explain that. I'm going to go through and talk about 10 points of why I think wearables are so important. But here's the thing before I start. I wrote a blog. It's on RxHealthyHabits.com. It's very detailed. All the 10 points are there with links so you can read about some of this, because I tell you what, the information is so detailed that I don't want to make a long video. You can just read about it. But let me go through these 10 points, and then I'm going to highly encourage you to get one, because there's a bonus section at the end where you can really get some ideas on how to get a very inexpensive wearable and not spend a lot of money. I use the Pixel Watch, and a lot of people use the Apple Watch. A little pricey. But I tell you what, when it comes to monitoring your health, I don't think it's a bad use of money to invest in yourself. Let me tell you that. But if you want less expensive alternatives, sometimes for $50 or less, you can get them. So number one, the rise of the wearables. They're really starting to gain traction. They're not new, but they're gaining traction because the functionality's gotten so much better, and the technology's gotten so much better. So now they're almost like they're indispensable for people that take fitness seriously, and they're trying to track, especially for weight management, weight loss, but also just for overall fitness. Number two, that's the big thing about them is number two is they track your fitness. They look at everything. They can look at your calorie burn. They can look at the total amount of energy you burn just with your BMR based on your weight and all the data that you plug in there. They can do so much tracking of your fitness. We went for a hike today. We went for almost 5 miles, and it tells me, how far we went, what our pace was, what the elevation was. It shows you the average heart rate. It tells you how many calories we burned, everything, how many steps. Incredible. So when you're tracking your activities, nothing's better than a wearable. I tell you, you can use a phone in your pocket or something like that, smartphone, which your wearables are usually tied into. But I'm saying just that alone without a wearable, it's not the same, especially pulse and things like that. Number three, sleep tracking. Tracking your sleep right now with these watches is absolutely enlightening when you find out on some nights why you're having so much trouble, and you can make some adjustments based on what you see when you track your sleep with your wearable. It's uncanny, some of the things I notice about certain nights, and then there's strategies I can try to implement to maybe mitigate some of those bad nights sleep. So very important. Number four, stress and mental health monitoring. It actually will tell you when you're stressed out, and it's kind of cool. It'll show you different sine waves, but it also say stressed. So now then you can do some coping mechanisms, I guess, where you can do some things at work or wherever you're doing to kind of de-stress, right? Number five, nutrition and hydration. My daughter-in-law really plugs in everything. When she's eating or drinking, she'll plug stuff in so she can, at the end of the day, she knows how much she's intaking with nutrition, but also how much she's outgoing with exercise. So pretty savvy that girl is, but she loves her wearable, I'll tell you what. The power of data personalization, they've gotten so much better. This is number five. They've gotten so much better at making these now that one size doesn't fit all, and there's a whole wide variety of some things you can track now for data personalization that you never had before. And some of the less expensive devices might be a little bit lighter there, but if your goal is just to start out getting something, then go with one of those. But number seven, when you have a wearable, you got to set realistic goals, because I'll tell you what, you can get carried away and saying, well, I gotta really exceed, last week, or do this or that. No, set some realistic goals, but use this to help you do that. And what I think you'll find that's going to be very helpful. So when you go to do goal setting, when you got one of these, so much easier. Staying accountable, number 8. This is why I love these. A lot of times I think I did more than I've done when it comes to exercise. I don't know if that's proper English. I don't know if I, accomplished more than I thought, but when I check on this, it holds me accountable. I say, yeah, not as many calories as you thought, and not as many minutes as you thought. Tracking your progress. If you're getting better each week, I love it when it says you exceeded last week, or hey, you're a champion, you went above and beyond. I love that. Of course, I like, messages coming from my watch, right? Data insecurity and privacy concerns. Absolutely, this is something that you have to be aware of, and this is something that some of the critics of these mention. Right now, there might be some ways to hack in and do all that, but privacy concerns down the road, I think that might be an issue if they're tracking, some of the other things, and certain oversight has access to this. What's that mean? I don't know. It's just something we're going to have to watch. But right now, I'm not so worried about it. The future wearable health technology is absolutely going crazy, and I think you're going to find there's going to come a point where this is going to be used by your doctor, by a lot of healthcare professionals, possibly by your insurance company. That's a plus, that's a minus, but there's going to be a lot of things coming with a future wearable that's going to get more and more advanced at what it can track, and that's a good thing, and it can be a bad thing, but I think overall it's going to be a good thing. So tell you what, I can't say enough about it, but on my blog, again, there's a whole bonus section that when you go in there, if you say, I want to get on these, I'd like to get one, but I don't know if I can afford it right now. There's a whole section there that helps you break down different fitness trackers that you can get and different discounts and promotions, trade-ins, refurbished devices. There's a lot of good information in this blog about how you can do that. But I'm going to tell you this. If you're starting to look at ways of losing weight, maybe weight management, maybe a fitness program, this is an essential. So until next video podcast, stay stronger, get healthier. No, wait, I did it wrong. Get healthier, stay stronger, and find a way to start tracking your fitness.